don't know that I kind of go out and do this. I go and I speak at different churches, so finally being able to come here and pour into you all, I'm so ready to do this. So I guess probably the first way we should start off by talking about reliance is, what does it mean? So reliance is the dependence on or trust in someone or something. Reliability was a super unique thing to talk about, which is why when I was given this topic, I was indecisive in which way I wanted to take it. We, as a generation, rely on things, people, and circumstances to either make or break us. Reliance can be a beautiful thing, yet it can also be a brutal thing. Either way, we've all been on either end of the spectrum, whether we're fit to admit it or not. Reliance, when it comes to friends, it can begin to become a touchy subject. We rely on our friends to have our backs, hold us accountable, be a spark to our fun, and of course hype us up. Yet, all these people we call friends, we rely on them to define who we are. Social media was one of Satan's greatest projects, because he is every human being on the face of this earth wrapped around his own little finger. Because to us, we rely on those followers on Instagram to define our popularity, to define what we should believe, to define what we should look like. What I've realized is that we tend to rely on those opinions of others to shape a version of ourselves that occasionally we don't even recognize. What I've learned from my time of not caring if I miss a social event, or not caring if I get the most likes, or not bothered by the absence of invites to go out with these so-called friends of mine, I began to realize that the people who do not require validation from anyone are the most feared individuals on the planet. Why? Because they walk the path that Jesus walked. These types of people are kind rather than nice, because nice is who they really are, and niceness is how they want to be seen. These types of people choose to go after things that set their own souls on fire, rather than following the likeness within the crowd. Because the people who follow the crowd will go no further than the crowd. And the people who choose to walk alone, well, will find themselves where places no one else has ever been. These people live so large, they fall in love with being alive. Alive and well, because one human being, much mightier than any of us, chose to live a life of his own. He wrote his own story instead of relying on others to write it for him. And now, his name reigns forever high, because he is the one who set the standard. Now I want you to gather an answer to why we as a society neglect the opportunity that he has provided us to choose to rely on him, and then we choose to rely on others. Let me tell you something, that reliance and dependence may be synonyms in the Webster Dictionary, but in reality, the relation means two totally different things. Rely on people who empower you, who uplift you, who understand that you were not created to fit in, but made to stand apart. Rely on those who understand your beauty and embody the fact that you're too full of life to ever be half-loved. We depend when we get desperate. There's a fine line between relying on God and depending on God. We rely on him to guide us down a path of success, joyfulness, and love, but only depend on him when we are in need. We treat God how we treat our friends. Whew, am I stepping on any toes in here yet? Because God is not a friend. He is the King of all kings, and just choosing when to honor him, well, that's an empty action within itself. You cannot follow God and stay where you are at the same time. You cannot keep dancing with the devil and ask why you're still in hell. You cannot keep screaming, "Why me?" when you should really be saying, "Why not me?" Reliance on God is golden. It is the key to unlocking the goodness, the grace, and the grander masterpiece that he has created. Over time, either you evolve into a follower of God, or you deteriorate into a resenter of God. I'm definitely not here to point a finger at you telling you you are living your life all wrong. But I'm here to serve as the example that I may look like I have it all together, but I'm truly just a walking mess. Here's a true story. It wasn't until 3 weeks ago, like April, y'all, April, okay? that I didn't know where I was going to college. You know, back in April of 2018, a lot of y'all knew I was committed to play at this college in Ohio. I thought I had it all together walking into my senior year of high school. That meant no ACT, no anything I had to worry about. Yet throughout the recruitment process the first time, I was selfish. I did not rely on God to guide me where He saw a need for me. I chose to proceed for a goal without evaluating Him first. I did not pray or ask for the counsel of others. I was just stubborn enough to say, I want to go here, and where's my NLI? I thought I had it all together until I attended that official visit of mine. And that was a nightmare. Yes, college, they say, is something much different than high school. But what I witnessed on this visit was anything but comforting. I came home trying to smile through the pain and the doubt while telling my parents the very few positives there actually was about that university. It was not until I ran out of positives that I broke. The tears started to sprint down my cheeks, and I felt like a failure. This entire plan that I had sculpted and critiqued, it was ruined. I knew I couldn't attend this school there. It was horrid. Yet I then became desperate for God. I was no longer relying on Him to guide me. I was pressuring Him through prayer just to tell me what to do. I was exactly 2 weeks out from making that ultimate decision. So I turned to prayer. God and I talked a lot over these next 2 weeks, but I felt I was doing all of the talking. I felt no presence, no response, and I virtually felt empty of answers. I eventually came to the conclusion that His silence is powerful. The silence fueled me to believe that if He wanted me to go anywhere different, I would know by now. I took the silence and I ran with it. Ran with the idea that I was supposed to be the light at that school. So on a Wednesday in November in 2018, I took the pen to paper and I signed that national letter of intent. I felt relieved. Maybe I actually did have it all together. Nowhere close to it. Because if you want to make God laugh, you tell Him your plans. And I learned that the hard way. Because in December, about a month after signing, I get a call from my coach saying, hey, so just thought I would let you know, your head coach has been released of her position. Well, that perfectly good plan that I thought I had, God wrecked it before He saw that it was going to wreck me. With that, I went and appealed my NLI with NCAA, and I started that recruitment process all over again. As a senior, in my second semester of high school. Well, I decided that I wasn't going to sit here and dwell on it. So I stopped venting and I started praying because I needed strength, not sympathy. I prayed and I waited and I prayed some more, this time relying on God to guide the way instead of depending on Him. Fast forward to April, and I was still not enrolled into a university, and you can bet that the pressure was beginning to overflow in my day-to-day life. I knew God gave His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers, and I knew He would never give me more than I could handle, but I felt the time ticking. So I had 2 visits left, one to a school in Ohio and one to a school in South Carolina. And Ohio came first, and oh boy, did I love it. It had everything I could have ever wanted in a university. But I knew I had to give South Carolina that chance. South Carolina found me at a tournament here in Louisville. The coach was new and simply just trying to finish the 2019 recruiting class. She just happened to walk past my court and hear my voice. Yeah, she heard my voice. She stopped, watched, and well, the rest is history. We scheduled a visit and I was on my way down to South Carolina. Mid-April, and still stressing about the right fit, I started to grow annoyed. The night before leaving for South Carolina, I prayed to a point of utter tears. I was frustrated. To everyone else, I had it all together. But to myself, I was a wreck. I prayed that God would just make it known where He wanted me to go. I told Him, hey God, we talk on a daily basis, I'm trying to make this decision. Can you just make it known? Make this sign so big that I'm never going to miss where you want me to go. Put it on a billboard, please. I'm on my way down to the University of South Carolina upstate. and I'm about 45 minutes from campus. I'm sitting in the passenger seat with my father, and I drive past a billboard that says, University of South Carolina Upstate Athletics. I will now be attending the University of South Carolina Upstate in the fall to play Division I volleyball. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I only tell you that story because in the beginning I was dependent on God, and toward the end I began to rely on Him. In Scripture, this story resonates so well with 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 through 7. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. Living a God-centered life is no walk in the park. Struggles are evident, yet God will never give you more than you can handle. He understands the beauty of how your greatest setback can ultimately be your greatest comeback. We as Christians are expected to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith. Blessed are those who believe without seeing. Blessed are those who understand and embrace the fact that the Bible was structured to hold us accountable, built to offend you, and overall scripted to show you, to prove to you, and to fuel you with God's endless love. God relies on us to uphold His kingdom. He's incredible in His wording, in His undeserving grace, and His magnificent ability to shape us into this person that He wants us to be if we would just let Him. I believe following the rules and following God are two totally different things. We can follow the rules all we want, yet never feel Him. We can say we follow Him, but judge every human being that crosses our path. We have a duty on this earth to make a difference, to leave this land better than when we got here. Yet why do we act so afraid? Afraid in a way to take a leap of faith, to trust in our Creator. Sometimes the only way to glorify God is to just say okay, and then go. Be not afraid is said in the Bible 365 times. That means there's enough phrases to be equally distributed on every single day of the year.